What is up, YouTube? As I'm sure you are all aware, the first trailer of the upcoming Marvel film Guardians of the Galaxy has very recently been released onto the web, so I'm sure most of you have probably already seen it. I myself only saw it about 10 or 15 minutes ago, so I watched it through a couple of times, and I thought I would just put up a quick video sharing my thoughts and what I thought about it. So let's get started, shall we? Now, I'm a really big fan of Marvel, and I collect the comics, I know a lot about the comics, I like the movies, all that sort of stuff. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little bit dubious about this film when I first heard that it was being released. I know Marvel has been doing ridiculously well with its Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they've had hit after hit after hit, and all of their films have been really big box office successes. But this one, Guardians of the Galaxy, felt like a fairly big leap of faith to me by Marvel. I mean, especially when you compare it to the films they've done before, like Iron Man and the Avengers, and I mean, even Thor is fairly grounded compared to the premise of this film. I just have a bit of an issue with the idea of a film which not only doesn't focus on one of the more mainstream Marvel characters that a lot of people know about, but it actively focuses on a group of characters that, even within the overall Marvel mythos, the comic mythos, aren't exceptionally huge. I mean, everyone knows them and they're certainly popular, but they're not huge. They're certainly not as big as some other sort of spacefaring, like the Silver Surfer, for example. And I was just a bit worried about its ability to draw in a big audience and make a lot of money for Marvel. And the main reason that I'm concerned about that, I mean, Marvel have got plenty of money. I'm not worried about them not making the return on the film, because they probably will anyway. But if it doesn't make enough money, or isn't popular enough, I'm a bit concerned that the execs at Marvel will just think, okay, let's not try that again. That was, you know, we trialled it, it didn't quite work out how we wanted it to, we won't push in that direction again. And they might just shut down the idea, or at least play back the idea of this larger Marvel Cinematic Universe which they've been building up towards, and which I think could be absolutely spectacular and something that hasn't really been done in any film before. I mean, the sort of build-up they've been doing to it so far has been really good, and I'm just worried that this kind of takes it from one level and kind of skips a couple and just goes right to this other level, and if it doesn't work out they might just cut a line through it and say, no, that didn't work, we'll just focus on the more Earth-based heroes, or the characters that are a lot more well known by mainstream moviegoers. And I think that would be a huge shame, and it would be a massive disappointment if this didn't work, because based on the trailer that they released, I think this film is going to be absolutely amazing. Because what Marvel have done in this trailer, and it's really quite clever what they've done in this trailer, is that they've not used the time they had to give us a lot of exposition in terms of story and plot and what's going to happen in the film. They've just used the time to focus on the characters that we're going to be seeing and allowing us to get to know them a bit more and learn a bit more about them and what they're like. And that's good for a couple of reasons, actually. First of all, it introduces us to the main players in the film, obviously, and for people that know the Marvel Universe a bit better, that's a nice little bit of fan service, and we can see them and kind of, we can go, oh yeah, I know him, that's cool, and he's there, and all that sort of stuff. But for people that don't really know the universe, it works a lot better as a trailer, because rather than just going in not knowing what to expect from this film now, they kind of know who the main players are going to be, and they know what their demeanours are like and what their characters are like and what to expect from them. And another thing that this sort of character-focused trailer does, which is good, is that because it pointedly doesn't focus on the plot, it allows them to build up a lot more hype regarding what that's going to be, because we don't really know what's going to happen in the film. We don't really know the main focus of the plot and where it's going to go and what's going to drive the story and what's going to happen. So this trailer introduces us to the film, but it doesn't actually give anything away, which just builds up even more hype. And now obviously more astute Marvel fans and people with a bit more knowledge of the universe and the comics will obviously recognise the Nova Corps and the Collector and the potential with Gamora in there for potentially another sneak peek at Thanos. But for the most part, even people that know the universe very well, I don't think we're that sure about what's going to happen or what the plot is going to be. And for me, that's a huge bonus in a trailer, one that doesn't give anything away or spoil anything or ruin anything. It just serves to build up more and more and more anticipation for the film. Another thing that this trailer does, which is slightly different from other Marvel films, is that it seems to have a lot more of a focus on the comedic elements of the film and the comedy side, which I think will help alleviate some of the issues again which may have faced the film in having a main starring cast of unknown characters, in that you can see what they're like and see, you know, how funny it is, and I think that's going to help make audiences feel a bit more connected to them and want to go and see the film. And just from the trailer alone, you can tell that Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon are just going to be absolutely hilarious. So I mean, after watching the trailer through a couple of times and kind of trying to work out what's going on and what I can see and what I can notice, I have to say that despite my initial misgivings, I am really looking forward to this film, and I'm really looking forward mostly to seeing how it interacts with the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, how it's going to align with the rest of the films that have come out, how it's going to align with the upcoming Avengers 2 and with Marvel's Phase 3 as we go into the future. And I think the trailer really did set out what it intended to do and what its purpose was, which was to introduce these new characters, and for people that know them, say, here you go, this is what you're going to get, it's cool, it's going to be fun. And for people that don't know the characters, it's like, these are the people that are going to be in this film, you don't know them, but they're the stars, they're going to be the main players, have a little look at what they're like, they're pretty cool, they're pretty funny, they're going to be in a bit of action, they're going to have fights, they're going to be badass, you'll enjoy it. And did you notice that Rocket Raccoon didn't say a single line in the entire trailer? That, my friends, is because every single line he says is going to be absolutely brilliant, and they obviously couldn't give away the best parts of the film in the trailer, could they? So those are just a few of my thoughts about the trailer and what I thought its purpose was and what it set out to do. But what did you think of the trailer? I mean, if you've seen it, are you a Marvel fan already, or were you going into it sort of blind? And if so, what did you make of the characters? How do you think they're going to work out on the big screen? How do you think they're going to interact with the rest of the Marvel Universe, with the Avengers and all the other upcoming Marvel films? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like what you saw, then please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I will catch you later.